Here's my Don't Divorce Me salmon. So I clean the salmon off and then I pat dry it. Before I add these delicious flavorful seasonings, I cut my salmon in half. I keep the skin on because I'm pan frying it and don't want my salmon to fall apart. That's the worst thing that can happen. So I lather it with some olive oil before applying the seasonings. That's my Cajun seasoning first. And it doesn't matter what order you go in. Then I have my Lori seasoning salt. Do not be generous with that seasoning salt. Salt, hint, salty. Then you have the Cajun pepper. This buttery steakhouse seasoning is really good. This was my first time actually trying it. I probably used about a half a tablespoon of each seasoning or less. I eyeball it. And then I massage it in on both sides of the salmon. Look, it's so good. I could smell that as I watch this. And then to my cast iron skillet, I put some olive oil and then I put some butter down. Let that simmer. You can use the pure Irish, but I can't afford that, so I use Kroger's brand. I add my salmon to the pan and I do the meat side first, not the skin side. And then I fry it until it turns as black as my neck. Kidding. Dry humor. Okay, whatever. But yeah, so I just flip it, make sure each side is fried really good and the inside's nice and cooked. And once that's done, I set that aside. And in this pan, I added, to the same pan I fried the salmon in, I add a heavy cream. And then I go ahead and add some spinach and dried tomato. I let that cook down. Look how pretty this looks. Oh my goodness. Look how pretty. I add some Parmesan cheese. I'd be generous with the Parmesan. This was probably a half a cup maybe, or a little more. It's to your liking. But look how pretty. I let that simmer down. And I'm just going to add my salmon back into the pan. But wait a minute. Before I do that, I add a little more Cajun seasoning just to give it a little kick and a little make my husband's toes wiggle. But yeah, I add the salmon back into the pan and let it simmer a little bit, not too long because you don't want that salmon to break up and be dry. And look, I served a side of the Red Lobster biscuits with it. And look at my baby. He enjoyed it a lot. I had fun making this meal and I hope you enjoyed this recipe.